the 2018 General Tire Vegas to Reno, presented by Fox, the longest off-road race in the United States. At 542 miles long this year, the Vegas to Reno race is a one-day event.
I'm Seig from Seig Racing, just here at the 2018 Best in the Desert Vegas to Reno. Came here from Fort St. John, BC. Myself, a bunch of my team is from the Okanagan, all from Canada. We're here to take on the longest off-road race in the US. I'd like to thank some of my sponsors, be Lone Star Racing, BFG, Method Race Wheels, and we're hoping to have a pretty clean race. We're expecting to be pretty dusty, rough, crappy, but I did some tuning a couple weeks ago with Wayne from Alltech. Got my Fox shocks dialed right in, so should be a flawless race, I'm hoping.
The race start is in the small remote town of Beatty, Nevada, about 2 hours from Las Vegas, and finishes just south of Reno, Nevada, in the town of Dayton. This year's race took the teams across the state of Nevada, through rough desert terrain, over mountains, across several dry lake beds, and through some of the longest silt beds. Seig Racing would be competing against 55 other race teams, all wanting to win this year's Vegas to Reno. But if you aren't in the top 10 in points, the order you draw could put you dead last in your class. With 56 cars each being released 30 seconds apart, and over 100 other cars, trucks, buggies, and UTVs on the course, a bad draw is not what you want to start the 542-mile race. As luck would have it, Mike Seig and team would get the number 44 spot off the line.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Things never felt this smooth.
No, I know.
Knowing it was going to be a long race, the team would take a conservative approach. From start to the first pit, Mike and his co-driver, Tyler Backus, would set a good pace in order to preserve the car for later on, knowing many would succumb to the desert early on.
Okay, keep rolling. 25 miles of speed zone. We're in.
As expected, the race would not be kind to many of the team the first 60 miles of the course. The dust was thick and hanging, making driving difficult in almost brownout conditions.
Yep.
Overnight rains would also play havoc on the teams, as huge mud puddles, washouts, and hidden rocks would claim cars one by one.
Rip some shit up there.
Yeah. Yard sales everywhere here.
Do we need that pit?
No, we got over half a tank.
The 979 was able to navigate the first of many challenges without incident.
Through the pits, we're good to go. Everything's spot on.
Get a drink, H2O.
You betcha.
With some nuggies.
As the next section from pit 2 to pit 3 would take them on a wild ride over the mountains. The 979 would encounter the longest speed zone as they would start up the mountain. This would bunch up several of the cars, bumper to bumper, as it wound up and around the mountain, not only causing a bottleneck, but also trying the patience of many. Once over the mountain and out of the speed zone, the descent down the mountain would make for a wild ride.
zone speed up here.
Yeah,
This is worse than the top.
hard left. Whoa, good save, dude.
Big rock.
Let's go. Whoa. Can't see ya.
At pit 3, the 979 pit crew would have no issues, so a quick once around and top off the car with gas would get them out in front of many of the teams, who were also held up over the mountain. Shortly after leaving pit 3, the 979 would get a nudge from the 971 after an overturned car would bunch up the group again.
Oh, you.
Come on, win. Keep with us.
We're getting filmed right now.
Yeah. Oh, nugget. Oh. Feel alright?
Feels fine.
Phew. Pull over, let him fly. Here. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck the raindrops.
I was gonna say, it smells like rain. Whoa.
Right there.
Could get wet.
Oh yeah.
Wanna pull over and wait it out?
No. Well, fucking the radio's just beeped or did something.
Might be getting wet.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
A small rain shower made the track extremely slick and muddy. The heavy rain would wreak havoc on the communication system. With no communications with the chase team or with each other, the 979 would resort to hand signals in car and bypass the pit in hopes the radio would dry out and be able to communicate via radio again. The chase trucks would continue to chase from pit to pit, catching the 979 for a quick refuel in pit 5, then again at pit 8. As the sun would begin to set and the teams would be chasing in the dark, the 979 would continue its run to the finish. The team would eventually come across the finish line in Dayton, Nevada, with a finish of 11 hours, 29 minutes, and 33 seconds, and would bring home an 11th place finish for the longest off-road race in the United States.